do a reset. And we're back. Welcome back. Sorry, we're on now. We've been talking for the last 8 minutes. I don't know where you lot were.
We've been talking to ourselves.
We've been talking to ourselves, so we can do this as part 2. Sorry, we had a small technical hitch. We were late deliberately. We were like 4 minutes over. That's because I couldn't get any sound to my earbud. So that's it. You only missed the first 4 minutes, and to be honest, it was rubbish anyway. We were just talking about Elon Musk landing it. It's nice to see that no one noticed that we weren't actually on.
It didn't that. It was very
well, you could have mentioned it before.
Well, I've only just noticed that we weren't on to, and somebody's like,
see, you have a team sat there feeding me all this information. Normally Andy's got it going in the background to see if we're working or something.
It's because I've got the Starship
on
the other screen, you see, rather than having the show on the other screen.
See, well, good job this is the last episode.
And we've got audio lag.
Have we?
Yeah, apparently. John said we've got a bit of audio lag. It's all going pear-shaped this afternoon, isn't it? We'll be writing this one off and just going off to watch telly in a minute.
It's because everybody's on like YouTube watching SpaceX and everything.
Yeah.
Just SpaceX.
Elon Musk has used up all the internet.
He has.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's Starburst satellite.
Nigel said it sounds fine, so.
Yeah, it may sort itself out. Is because obviously, I don't know, boring everyone deaf here, but we have two systems. I have two computers running here over 3 screens. So we've got the primary, the big one, which does all the feeds coming in and obviously what I show you and everything else. And then that gets sent to another computer that literally just streams it. And the trouble that we got is that one computer is saying we are streaming, and we have been now for the last whatever minutes it is on there, and all the rest of it. And then we've got another one that says we've been going 10 minutes.
It sorted itself out. It's fine.
Oh, right. Okay, that's all right. Never mind. We'll start again. Seamless. What do you reckon? Just pretend it never happened and I'll edit this bit out?
Just carry on as normal.
Anyway, hello and welcome back to part 4 of the 2024 Flory Fest with you. So this afternoon we've got a couple more videos coming up your way. We've got one on panel line inks. Are they an ink or is it an enamel ink? I don't know because I wouldn't obviously use it or even talk about it. It's an enamel.
Let's say it's very similar to Tamiya enamel one. By the way, I'm going to have to re-announce the winner of the competition because obviously
you have got to do that. No, that's right. So we've got a video coming up about that. I've got one about LP paints coming up with you, and then I'm going to do a live demo with some of the washes with you as well, with the Flory models washed, which you'll be forced to sit through. So yes,
Mr. Philip, you can't just do the wash. You've got to do the full-on fart technique.
All right, I'll be doing the fart technique as well. It's fine. Not a problem. We can do it all. Anyway, in the first part, in the AM show today, Matt was giving away a fantastic Airfix kit of a dual combo set of 72nd Spitfire and Lightning. And the winner is?
It is a Mr. Robert Anderson.
Mr. Robert Anderson.
Mr. Anderson has won. So if Mr. Robert Anderson could get in touch with PO Models, please, via an email to let us know your address or stuff, and we can get this sent out to you.
Is he a member?
We have no idea. I don't know. This is random.
We have got Robert Anderson on our forum.
It could be him. It could not be.
It could be him then.
It's a random. Whoever's won it.
It's a random of random.
It's a random of random.
If it is him, we have got his address.
All right.
Don't know till he gets in touch. So whoever that is.
Yes.
You've won it anyway. You've won this thing. So well done, you.
Congratulations. Well done. We'll whisk that off to you this week. And then this afternoon, I'll be giving you an extra special prize, which I'll talk about towards the end of the show when I've figured out what it's going to be. So yes, some stuff coming your way, so look out for that one. Obviously we were talking about as well Elon Musk catching a ballistic missile in outer space, thin air, snap it, and just saying what an incredible job he's done and what incredible times it is to live in. So he's going to rename himself now Hugo Drax. He's going to move a nice French chateau out to Texas, brick by brick. What was the girl called who flew the helicopter, the love interest in that one?
She was nice. That French
Goodhead, Dr. Goodhead.
Oh, no, I thought it meant the French girl who got eaten
by
not
the no, I was thinking of, who's the French one?
I don't know, she was lovely.
She was nice, yeah. But Dr. Goodhead, who can forget?
Holly Goodhead.
Holly Goodhead, was that her name?
What a character.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's Honor Top Off, wasn't it? The assassin woman was called Honor Top Off. And Pussy Galore. You know,
classics, aren't they? To be honest,
welcome to the 1970s and 80s.
I was going to say, you probably won't get away with that now, would you?
No, definitely not anymore. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, all good on that front. So as I say, we was just having a quick look around the forum. So does this mean I'll go back and do it again?
Yes, you've got to go start all over again.
Start it again. Okay, so just at the end of the show, a lot of the members have posted up some of their great work. So just give us a sec to let that load through. And we can talk about coffee again. Right, okay, so first up, you've got Greg, and he's got the cockpit there from the Hobby Boss Corsair 48 scale. Looking very nice down in there. He's also got the DIY house, and as I said, me and Matt have got some of these. Which one did you have again? Library?
No. Oh, God, no. I don't know. Hobby room or something? I don't know.
Hobby room, was it? I don't know. I had the greenhouse.
Hobby shop.
I can't remember now. It's actually in the conservatory in a cupboard. Because you had the greenhouse, didn't you?
I had the greenhouse, yeah.
Studder. We had Sam's Studder. That was it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So anyway, very nice job on here. But as we were pointing out, you need a different colour cat. You need a black and white one. Call it Jess. Like Postman Pat then. Was it Mrs. Goggins? Was it Mrs. Goggins who worked in there?
Mrs. Goggins, yeah, it could have been, yeah.
Was she arrested for, obviously part of the Event Horizon scandal?
Could have been. That's why Postman Pat's not anymore.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of it, because she was obviously sadly had to leave the series.
Yeah. Poor old Jess is now at the RSPCA.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, look, Catch Protection League.
Yeah.
So very nice, very good job on that one. Very good, excellent. Right, Brian is doing the classic Airfix e-boat for the classic group build. Looking very nice with that one. And also he's found a little bit of a life hack here for using the Lure coffee jar lid liners because they're that rubbery plastic, which is really good and it's impervious to everything, washable and reusable.
They go recycling at its best.
That's it, upcycling, definitely.
Yeah, upcycling, that's a good word. Yeah.
So yeah, good job on that one. As I said, we had a bit of gremlins, clearly in this show as well, but at the end of the last show, my computer locked up. As I say, I run through 2 computers here, 3 monitors, and I had no access to one of the monitors, hence I couldn't turn off the stream. So I had to do it via the other computer and turn off the stream. So that's why that. And obviously Rob's pointing out that our faces is that we had to wait 20 seconds to know that they were off air. So it was a good job that nothing was said before that. But if you go back through some of our live stuff, we forgot we were on air before. And we've gone on air too early because I pressed it too early and you've heard things probably you shouldn't want to. Yeah, they're good ones. Anyway, next up, Gary. He's working on a little bit of a plethora or smorgasbord of kits down in there. So we've got an Airfix 72nd Wildcat. We've got the Edard 72nd Hellcat. We've got a Hasegawa F15E, which I do believe that's the Italeri kit, isn't it?
Could be.
If I remember rightly in that one, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then also we got down in there the 72nd Tamiya P47, the nice little jug. So looking very nice. I do like the Razorback. That's the cool one. John's got a big jugs, haven't you?
Yes. Yes.
You look at John's screen, if I remember where he is.
It is very big.
Look at that. Behind John's head there is a giant 24 scale jug.
The fuselage is like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
But it is.
It is. It's a huge kit, that. It's a shame that one's still not around anymore because I'd like to have a poke at that one, if I'm honest.
Got you one, I've told you.
Oh, have you? Oh, thank you. Can I have it? All right.
Yeah,
thanks.
no, I have got you one. I've got a deal with a member of ours who, when I speak to him, he's going to come and drop them off because I've got a JU88 and that Hurricane, a 24th Hurricane off him when I see him next. So, yeah, he's got the original. You've got the original, not the kinetic one, the original 21st century, was it? No?
Yeah, was it 21st century kits? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the original one of them. So you have got a 24th jug coming.
My puppy's gurgling and making funny noises. She's asleep again because I've run her ragged during the break. Is this a good news or is she going to explode in diarrhea? It'll just about top the day off, I think. But she's literally lying here asleep, but she's clearly gurgling internally.
Oh no.
So watch out for this one later, everyone.
That's not a good sign, is it?
It's not a good sign. I can hear her stomach going. It's like, oh my God, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Right, okay. We've got John. He's got a very nice pair of V-bombers. So we've got the Victor and the Vulcan. Very nice indeed. It's nice.
Are they the Airfix ones, are they?
Yeah,
I assume so, yes.
Look a bit thick with bit lobbies, don't they?
Yeah.
I'd like to do the Victor, I must admit.
It could be good if that was the old Matchbox one and that was the old Airfix one. But I think they're both the new Airfix ones, to be honest.
Because I'm sure you'd tackle building them over the two new ones, wouldn't you?
I definitely would rather do those ones.
Exactly.
Yes, but yeah, no, look very nice in the old anti-flash white. Very striking.
Yeah, they do. They do look cool. And the low vis.
And yes, with the low vis markings.
Yeah.
So very nice. And obviously we learnt about this on a previous show about why you don't put markings on each wing. Because they shoot in between them. But I suppose it doesn't work so much these days with missiles beyond visual range. It doesn't really care anymore. But yeah. Very, very nice indeed. Anyway, should we start off with a film?
Why not?
Short but informative. A movie, a short little movie, a very informative movie. Let me just pause it. Don't start yet. Don't start. Don't peak too early. So this little short video to kick off is literally all about using lacquer paints, LP paints. And it's only 5 minutes long, so it's not a biggie. But if you've never used the Tamiya LP range of paints, one thing I will say is they're a little bit whiffy. If you've never used them before, they are really an eye-waterer. So if you're using it in a confined area or you've got family or partners, you know, who don't like smells, they're not probably the best one because I think they're probably the smelliest out of all of them. But after you've used them a little while, you go nose blind anyway, so you'll be absolutely fine. But anyway, have a look, see what you think. Okay, so we're going to set up and use a little bit of the Tamiya lacquer paint. So I'm going to do a black one. So black can sometimes be a little bit troublesome for its finishes and things like it gets, but the LP5 I think is great. So this is a semi-gloss or a satin finish black. We're also going to be doing it with Tamiya's own lacquer thinners, which work absolutely great together. So we've got ourselves a little jar. Usual thing, make sure you give your paint a really good mix. There's no point having a paint unless you've mixed it up well, because otherwise two things are going to happen. It's going to bung up your airbrush because you get a lump come through and all the rest of it, and your paintwork will dry patchy as well, where some of it is obviously got more binder and some areas will have more. So as always with my painting with this type of thing, we take around about sort of, I would say 60% thinners into a little dish just like this. We do quite a big job on this. We've got a large fill tank, just like that. All right. And then we'll mix in around about 40% of the black goes in here, just like so. And we'll pop the lid back on. Then we're going to give that a good old mix up with a nice soft brush. And make sure you mix the paint thoroughly, really well. All right, to make sure it's got a really good mix. Test it on the side, and you're looking to see the bristles through your brush at all times. But you want it to be slightly opaque when it's on the side of your thing, of your cup, whatever you're doing it. All right, so we'll just knock a little bit of that off. And we'll take our airbrush. So our airbrush we're using is the Fenger with a 0.2 needle nozzle set into this one. It's a 20-pound airbrush. It's just a cheapie, but it worked absolutely great. So we'll tip our mixture in. I think we need probably all of that, just like that. And then we're going to take, we've got an old fuel tank here. It's got a bit of primer on it, a bit of old paint and all like that. We're going to check our flow. All right, so wind back the air pressure. Looking nice. All right, so we're spraying this around about 10 to 12 psi. And we're just going to put down a nice even coat, medium coat. Doesn't need a gripper coat or anything else like that, because this one's already got it on, but this is just a nice medium coat going on first, right the way over. And obviously we're doing a round object, so that can be a little bit difficult. So I like to go left to right rather than up and down. If you're doing weathering and effects, you want to go up and down, but for this, we're going to go left to right. All right, so again, that one's on. It's not going to take long to dry at all, but just dry mode with the airbrush, i.e. no paint. And then literally we're just going to come across and we're just going to move a lot slower now and put a heavier coat down over the model. We're looking for it to be nice and wet. We want it to be wet all the way around. The reason for keeping it wet, one, it's a nice good coat, and secondly, it means that any overspray will melt into the surface. So that way you don't get any lumps and bumps and things like that, and it's a nice slow rain all the way around. And there we go, you can see it's got a nice shine to it, nice glossy finish. All right, if you were to go up and down, you could do it on an area like this, and you could just build it up. But again, it tends to be a little bit more patchy if you're doing this rather than a nice, slow, controlled way of painting as we did before. But it will do it. As again, it's personal preference. But what you want it to do is look really nice and wet. And again, the great thing with the Tamiya lacquer paints is they cover beautifully. They've got great colour. And there we go. Really very, very nice indeed. So we just do one final coat. Do all of this together, and that should give us a really nice solid paint. Again, a little bit just down there. And because it's a lacquer, it will dry very, very quickly. And we should be good to go in no time. All right, and that is it. It's as simple as that. So what we'll do, we'll let that dry off and we'll have a look. Okay, and there it is on. As you can see, it's dry, only about 10 minutes drying time. It's got a gorgeous smooth finish. So really, really nice satin finish, which would be ideal for decaling over, and obviously just done in one. All the details still coming through beautifully, and it's covered, and it's even taken care of the few little scratches and things we had on here as well. It's managed to go right over it. So it's a really, really nice paint to use. Being lacquer as well, it dries very, very quickly, and you don't have any problem with stop and starting on your airbrush and things like that. So there we go. That is the lacquer paints by Tamiya. And there you have it. They're nice stuff. They do some really nice colours, and as I say, we spoke about earlier, their metallic range is so much better than it is for the acrylic ones. So which ones we got down in here that I use all the time? The mica silver's nice, LP72. We've got the gloss aluminium, which is LP70. We've got LP11, which is my favourite colour of all, because that's actually a real nice colour as well. But they do another one as well. I quite like
38, LP38 flat aluminium.
Flat aluminium 38. The other nice one I like is LP61, which is metallic grey. It's a real dark metallic grey, but that's a really nice colour as well. So, but yes. But I've had these a few years now, and it's strange because I forget I've got them sometimes. And then other times you think, oh, you will. And as I say, I used it on this one we showed earlier, on this silver bit down the middle, because I thought, well, we need something as a metallic finish. And now that's properly dried on there, it's actually really nice finish to them. And they are very easy to spray. So that's a nice thing to those ones. I don't know what, you guys ever use them? I know Andy does, clearly.
Yeah. Cool.
I think they're brilliant.
I've used them. I used them on when I painted the Jag build on the YouTube channel. I used them for that, didn't I? The metallic grey.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my! Who's that ringing?
Who's that? Who's ringing?
It was my phone.
Oh,
has Andy got to take his drugs?
Don't know.
The Starship made it back yet?
It's about to
crash.
have problems by the looks of it.
Oh, is it not going well?
Hey,
It's
attempting re-entry.
Is that what he says? I think we're attempting re-entry, sir. One more time. One more time, James.
A couple of the flaps, the wing things are very precarious.
Are they burning through like last time?
They're starting to,
Yes. Yes, that was so funny when it was literally hanging on by a thread last time. Right, okay. So, any questions? Anybody got any questions for the minute? I did see one in here. Where was the one about German camo? I did see here. There we go. Andy says, chaps, I'm doing a Tamiya German infantry set, late war. My question is, what is the best way to gauge the size of the German, of the green and brown blotches which overlay the buff background, please?
Instructions.
They were random anyway, weren't they? Because they were just hand painted on, so just go with what you think's right, what looks right to you.
Were they hand painted on? Were they?
Well,
yeah,
they were.
Sprayed on.
Sprayed on.
In the field, yeah, they'd be a bit. Some were factory done, but that was later on. But a lot of them were just done in the field. They came in the Dunkelgelb, and then the
Dunkelgelb.
Galb. Come on, speak.
Sorry,
German.
my German's a bit rusty.
Speak German. And then the rot brown or the olive green or whatever they use, they would either use one or the other or both. It depends. But loads of reference. I would just Google some images and then pick one for whatever you're building, as in see what you like Andy said,
yes.
and go with that and just copy it. I don't think there's any given rule. It's got to be this big size, width, whatever. It's how you want to do it.
Yes.
Or you could really cheat like I did and colour it in. Colour it in with some pens.
Yes.
Like that. So
that's a point. Could you use the pens then for doing the uniforms, couldn't you?
Not really. They ain't got the right colours. I did say they've missed a trick, because you could actually, when you've got the old camo uniforms, put a base coat down and then colour it in, like a Denison smock or the SS camo or any of them, or even the new ones. Really, you could with the pens. It'd be a lot easier. So
that's the first of the range that was released, isn't it?
Yeah, there's definitely some others coming out, but they're more just random sort of gaming colours. They call them gamey pens or something, aren't they? But some nice colours in that as well. But yeah, you never know. Yeah. They've been popular, like I said before, so they might actually just do another range of them for figures and more aircraft colours. I don't know. We'll see. Bill of Badgers.
No. I think, Matt, you got it slightly wrong. What about the uniforms? Infantry uniforms, not the tanks.
Oh, sorry. Reference. Get a lot of reference of actual uniforms to see and just copy that.
I've got an idea then. Why don't you have a look at some reenactment type resources and get some pictures of the fabric?
Yeah.
Because I reckon that might be the way to scale it then.
Yeah.
Find a reenactor who's wearing it. Take it from that.
Probably a good shout.
I've got I had a decent book. Oh no, I ain't got it anymore. I sold it. We got a decent booking for camouflage stuff, and there's I think AK do one for different German camo patterns on mainly SS wore them, didn't the SS uniforms and stuff. But again, just look on the internet. There's loads and different ones. Was he painting an actual full figure or just a bust or
Tamiya, as you're saying, it was the Tamiya set.
35th then, yeah.
Say. Yeah, I assume it's the 35th set. Yeah, late war German infantry set.
Oh, right, yeah. I know which set you mean.
Yes.
Who were doing one of them?
Hang on a minute. Tim's just put up successful landing and explosion.
Oh, did it crunch then?
Well, they were landing it in the water anyway, weren't they?
It was landing any water.
They were trying to make it a slow landing so they could get more data from it. Yeah, and it's basically gone underwater, gone over, and
it's flopped.
Yeah.
Well, it was always going to do that anyway, wasn't it? So.
Yeah. Is it not supposed to go bang?
Well, they say the next stage will be chopstick land it. That's why we've got two towers, one for the booster, one for the main bit. Just catch both. Cool. Alex says, do any of you fine gentlemen, wrong show, Know of a site that has a lot of Leopard 2A7 upgrades. I live in Denmark, and the Tamiya one is awesome, but not the Danish. He says, I've got the trackpad book, which is nice, but I need some parts.
Ryfield Models do a load of Leopards.
Hmm.
And upgrades, I think.
Yes.
A lot of people do Leopards now. I think I thought Hobby Boss did a Danish Leopard as a kit. I don't know how modern a Leopard it is for them, but Meng do Leopards as well. But I don't know what come in their box. A lot of people do Leopards now, but I'm sure the Ryfield one might be the one to look at for upgrades, I think. So go on to Gary's site at Tiger Hobbies, because
Tiger Hobbies, yeah, that's where you want to go.
He is the importer for Ryfield models.
Yes, look, quick, pop over here. Don't forget promo code 10% off.
He only posts to the UK, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, if you message him nicely and tell him,
if you ask him nice to him, yeah,
say I sent you. Get it posted, Garrett. Don't mess about. So we're paying you a visit.
To you at all. Which version is he after?
Danish Leopard.
Yeah.
The Leopard 2A.
It's a 2A7.
A7, is it? A7 Border doing A7.
Yeah, Border as well. I told you everybody does one.
They're quite popular at the moment.
Very popular.
But yeah, most of them are A6s because I think that's what's been sent to Ukraine. I don't think there's many A7s around.
Okay. Andy says Richard says for Andy that AK Interactive do a book on SS camouflage uniforms.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
They do. I had it and we sold it to a customer. So very good book, actually. A really, really good book. But again, if you need books and reference, go on to Bookworld Wholesale and Justin's site, because he's got every book going under the sun, aren't they? And they're really good. So there'll be something on there for you, I would have thought. We'll advertise everybody today.
I was going to say, we're doing well. We are poking advertising everyone. That's it. Keep everyone happy.
Yeah.
They're a really good shop there. I love them.
And they're nice people.
When you go to Telford and you're not spending any money, the bookshop gets the exemption, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We always go say hello. I reckon they're going to thingy, Phil. You'll see them at the weekend.
They are, because they're usually behind where we are. But obviously we've all had to make way because Edard's going there to our position this year. So I assume Justin's had to move as well, because Justin was on the back of us last year.
What makes them so special that they need all?
I don't know. They've decided to have that section. I was going to say, do you know who I am? You know. So yes, we've been pushed over to the other side.
They come muscling in, pulling everybody out of the way to get the spot.
I don't know. See. We
have a question in our chat.
Are
you ready? Get your can of worms. Get your can of worms ready. Okay, so Chris Brown is asking, when building models for competitions or group build, how strict do you get with colour matches? I tend to use what I have on the shelf unless I need to order a few paints that I need. Was just wondering to see if you would be marked down for not using the correct shade of colour.
We need what evidence you've got in the correct colour chips, don't we?
You do.
Oh yeah, we're going to get really strict next year with colours now. We're not messing about. That is
this is it. Next year it has to be the right colour shade to that week.
Yes, to that day, to that hour, to that minute that it was painted in, or it will not count. You will be disqualified. That's how strict we are going to be.
Yes.
Not.
No.
In other words, we couldn't give a monkeys.
I think clearly you must be new to the site, because if you know anything about us, we don't judge anybody like that. You know, as I said, it tends to be the way you're judged, and because it's not really a competition, because we don't do competitions. But the way that we look at it is that how much work have you put into the actual build thread? Because the whole point of them, here we go, here comes my little spill that I do every year for this.
But it's
nothing to do.
Hold on, rest of the team, can we all mute ourselves because he's going on a rant?
Yes, I am. It's not a rant, it's a good one. But the whole point of why I started this up almost 25 years ago was literally, it was a way that modelers could put up their stuff and not get critiqued or bullied or anything else like that. That's exactly why the forum's always been there. It's always been a way of like constructive criticism is the only criticism you're going to get. All right. And we've always done it that way. So again, when we look at things like the group builds and things like that, we tend to look at the people who've gone above and beyond doing build threads to explain their work. Because I've said before, like all of us, we're not going to live forever, but what we can do is leave behind a legacy for other modelers to come along in the future and look at these build threads and see how you built it, what colors you used, if you had any problems with it, how you went about doing the weathering and all the rest of it. And as I said, the site now, as we now know, is like almost 20 years old, the forum now. It's got 20 years. I think it's 17 years old now in this particular format. And you can go back 17 years now and see builds and that who have members who have died, they've moved on, got married, had kids, which is the equivalent of death for the hobby. And then literally you can go back in and see exactly how they did it. And it's made really, really interesting. To be honest, I went back through an old build ages ago now, and because somebody asked me a question about it and I knew there was one on the forum, so I literally looked it up, and it's 15 years ago, but it's still relevant, and I gave the link to another member and said, have a look at that one because that's a good one. So that's really what the group builds and SIGs are about. They're bringing people together to have fun and share and all the rest of it. Nothing really to do with how good it is, and that's
it's
how
an
we
archive as well,
always
isn't it?
judged it. It's an archive, yeah. We're trying to build an archive here that will last a long time. And there must be, I don't know how many posts are in there now. There's hundreds of thousands of posts, but build threads, there's got to be getting on for thousands of build threads in there, that we've done all over the years. And some guys really go above and beyond, and they take photos and they're clear and they do narrations to the photos and things on there as well. Other people just do a step-by-step with brilliant text explaining it right the way through. Other people just do it for the fun and they'll just put up a build thread for it, and that's it. And as I said, it's one of those things. Sometimes it's more about the build thread than it is the quality of the model at the end. Because a lot of people have said, oh, you didn't do this one. And it's like, well, it's not really done on that. I think most of the way we look at it has always been on the build thread, and also how interactive that member is, to others and helping people and giving advice and stuff like that, because that's really what we're all about here.
If
it's
you need
the
to
taking part, kids.
Just remember to follow Nathan, not me, Andy, or Matt.
We always start off with good intentions, and it just kind of just
nosedives
off a bit, doesn't it?
It starts well, and then
it ends badly normally, because
yes,
it takes these two an ice age to actually finish a kit from the start of the group build or SIG. So by the time the last one comes out,
I generally look at my phone and I've got about 80 photos on there, and I think, oh God, no.
Instead of doing it when you're like, like Phil said with editing, do it as you do it, not till the end, because then it's you just never do it, are you? You're gonna just make excuses not to bother. But I'm just rubbish at doing descriptions, full stop, to be honest. It's not the photo bit, it's actually the writing of a description. It just ends up being waffle and rubbish. So,
as we said before, the thing is that I think, if you're a casual modeler, you join in and out. I'm not saying you shouldn't, all the rest of it, because you should share your work, because it's great, because you can pick up tips and tricks and that through other people's build threads and people giving you advice on your thread as well, but it is that thing, the amount of time and effort that goes through. And I appreciate it when the guys spend the time to take photos, nice clear photos. They take it, clear the mat away, clear all the crap away, take a photo of it and explain it, and then bring all the rubbish back in afterwards, because again, it does eat into your time, and having that thing to sit down and physically type it all out and that. And I do appreciate people doing it, because again, they are leaving behind a great resource and a reference library on modelling as well. So, and you get all of that for just £4 plus VAT a month. Just saying.
Show them the subscription, Phil. Show them
Quick, get the subscription thing up. God, somewhere. Hold on.
Richard says we're all guilty of looking for colours, doing research, part of the hobby. But don't get stressed about it. I spend absolute hours looking for stuff.
And then we still wind him up by saying it's wrong.
Stupid stuff.
It's a number of evenings we're Skyping, and Andy's like just spent 3 hours looking at the colour of a certain switch.
Which has probably got different shades of in different paints as well, so you don't need a new one. He has probably got these paints
I'm there
multiple times.
I can be there for hours just looking for something stupid.
I think I mean, Dirk's put a comment on on the group builds just go nuts. On competitions, you might be called out, but I'd challenge anyone in somebody else's competition to do it, because in Telford you're looking at it under weird tungsten lights and all sorts. But
Yeah.
I don't think anyone hand on heart can say, RLM what's it's out. No, I mean you're on a hide into nothing if you're going to go down on that route.
Yeah. Again, I wish I kept that photo I had that I took of a line out of typhoons once. There was like 10 typhoons all in a row. And I took a photo sort of diagonally down them all. So you could see them all like this. And there's not two that are the same colour.
Yeah, that's
because they've all got different coloured noses, because obviously the fiberglass, it ages and wears and changes and stuff like that. And obviously some of them are in sunlight, direct sunlight. Some of them are in a little bit of cloud cover, and they look totally different. And obviously the camera's playing with that as well, because it's trying to work it out as as much as well. But I remember looking at it, and that's why I took the photo, because they're all different colours. So it is that thing. Sometimes, as long as you're roughly within the ballpark of it, and like I've always said, is that from my point of view as well, when I'm modelling and like you come out with this was just white to start with, but now it's had an oil wash and a dry brush, it's completely changed its look. So if I wanted that colour in that it was the original, I'm stuffed because I've changed it. So I'm not that hot on it.
I think Andy was a Jack Russell in a previous life, because he's great at going down rabbit holes, isn't he?
Oh,
yeah.
Tell you what, I've spent days, literally days, looking for the right-hand side, a picture of the right-hand side of the rear cockpit on a Phantom FGR2, and I cannot find a single picture of it at all. Because every single picture is taken from the right-hand side, so it shows the left-hand side of the cockpit.
I'm pretty sure they've all got the circuit breaker panel down that edge.
Oh bless! We've had a blue pop up.
What?
What?
Have a look at YouTube.
Look at YouTube.
Wow,
what we've done.
Alex, I don't know what to say. That's unbelievable and very, very generous of you.
Thank you very much.
Quick, everybody. Everyone, look. We've never had one before.
What is it?
Well, you're going to have to look. I don't want to draw attention to it.
I'll tell you what.
I want to be a professional here, but Lola, with Amber, we can eat tonight.
200 Danish kroner.
Which is worth what? £8.20?
I've no idea what the exchange
I don't know
rate.
what a kroner's worth these days.
I thought a pound is worth, rather. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. I think you've got to try to make it.
There you go. Thank you very much. That's really, really nice of you.
Nice. Well done. Thanks, Alex.
That goes to our top up now. We've made 25 quid then over the last 6 months doing this. We're all right. But no, thank you, Alex. That's very, very nice of you. Much appreciated.
That's really nice. And if anybody else feels like following him,
yes, I will share this with the group at Telford on when we're walking round. We can all have pocket money.
Ooh.
Or either that, or I'll buy the coffees.
Oh, we'll have a coffee then, yeah. Hey,
do you know
very generous. Thank you. Go on,
very generous. Thank you, Alex. That's lovely of you.
That's €26.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
That's much
very nice. Thank you.
I've often remembered. People ask me about colour accuracy. The person who got me into modelling was into aircraft restoration. And I saw him have a conversation with the then leader of the Luftwaffe SIG, who put like mountains of hours of work. Another £10 has come in, and crikey.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Nobby's nuts. This is great. Hey, look, we're on. Keep going, everyone.
Jamie says YouTube take 40% of the Super Thanks revenue.
Yeah, that'd be about right. We're having to go fund me, so I could have my teeth whitened in Turkey, and
yeah,
John could have an ear transplant. Hey. I need some turkey teeth.
Come back with turkey teeth. Very nice. No, thank you guys. That's very, very generous of you. Lovely job. What to say now? I'm blushing almost. I've never had this happen before.
Stop being my tracks, I tell you.
It does. It stops you completely. Anyway, how does Jamie know? Does he have it all over his thing when he's YouTubing then?
He must. I don't know.
Must do. I don't know. They take 40%, do they? Robbing bastards.
It's YouTube, isn't it?
Well, yeah, true. Definitely. And I have to get taxed on that as well. So we come away with about 8p.
Probably, yeah.
So yes, but no, color accuracy. I've often said, as long as you start off with, if you're doing modern aircraft, it's quite straightforward because there isn't that many choices out there. They're either going to be barley grey or light ghost grey or dark ghost grey, and obviously gunship grey.
Come on.
Everybody sort of does those colours, and if you put them all together, they're all slightly different. And I know you're going to get people say about the actual accuracy of that colour, but I think if you talk to any paint guys who work with aircraft and all the rest of it, they know as well. It turns up in a tin, and when it goes on the aircraft, it could be slightly different shades all the time. So they're never worried about it.
Sorry, dog's back. Hello, mate. Really?
Look, Nobby's just gone to 20, so make it a case of beer. We will do, definitely. That's it. We have a good Christmas party this year.
We can, yeah. We can have a turkey.
Instead of a leg.
Yeah.
So honestly, colour accuracy, by the time you've weathered it, you've dry brushed it, even putting on flat coats to satin finishes changes the colour as well and the appearance of it. So, as long as you've just got the start with the right colour, I think you'll be absolutely fine.
The other thing I'll think about as well is scale effect, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on scale effect. There used to be a chart in scale aircraft modelling for it, wasn't there? For different scales being so many.
Do you remember? I had 3% white, wasn't it? And all of this thing to do it. And I used to think, how wrong can they be? Because they're saying about putting white into all colours of paint.
Yeah.
And as we all know, that doesn't work.
Let's just desaturate every colour.
Yeah, that's it. Let's just desaturate the colour completely instead of doing it. Yeah. But I remember those. It was like, 3% white.
There was one particular individual, wasn't there, that when we used to see him, he used to run for cover.
Yes.
Yes. He always used to say about the colour accuracy, wasn't it?
Yeah. I say what? I've literally got bits of Tornado over there somewhere, and do you know what? I've never felt the need to get the paint to go like that next to it. I just stopped. Yeah. I mean, just literally like a metre that way next to the garage door are bits of Tornado, and I've stopped myself even doing that because I think what's more important for me, to cut a long story short, when I'm doing all my Luftwaffe stuff, I try to make sure that all the aircraft match each other.
Yeah.
So they're either all right or all wrong. But when I've got RLM 65 on multiple aircraft, I kind of stick with the paint manufacturer that, to be honest, I think looks the nicest. Because you get the colour chips out, and there's 5 different manufacturers who are all saying that's RLM 65. I've got 2 different colour chip makers, again, different. And it's just like, I like the one that's slightly deeper blue because I think it's literally like me saying, I think that one looks nicer, so I'll paint them all in that one. So that's my colour accuracy sort of solution, is just do whatever you think.
That's right. My Luftwaffe stuff, I use, it's all AK. I've got all the RLM colours in AK.
Yeah.
The real colours and the 3rd gen.
Yeah.
And that's all I use. So at least I know they'll all look the same.
Yeah. And if you want to do something a bit sort of, when you want to do some post shading, if you spray in saying AK, and then get another company's RLM 65, and you can post shade in it, and that looks quite nice as well because they're close but not completely the same colour. And then you start weathering it, you're just miles off. But I just really think a judge in a competition should go, that one looks really good, it looks in scale, blah, 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 rather than getting colour chips out and going, no, it's 1% out or something, because I don't think they do that. Speaking to judges in the past, I don't think they've got the capacity to get the colour chips out anyway, because someone might do something Romanian, and who's got Romanian colour chips at hand? Ron will. But I never remember Ron saying, "Oh, we get the colour chips out." They're all there with the swashes. Go, "Oh, we can't give that one top place because it's our 76 is out." I don't think. I don't think they're looking at that. To be honest, I think it's.
I know we've mentioned it before. But someone we know entered a German aircraft into a competition.
Yes.
There was one ever built, and the only photo of it is in black and white.
Yeah.
And somebody was stood there saying that it was the wrong colour.
Yeah.
That's just somebody being a Tommy Topper, isn't it? That's just somebody just being awkward for the sake of it. The thing is, at the end of it's a piece of art. So it's your interpretation of a piece of art, isn't it? You don't go up to the Mona Lisa in the Louvre and go, yeah, the colour's a bit off. Could have, yeah, you don't do it, do you? Or any other, or on the other, you know, other portraits or whatever you see. It's a piece of art, so it's your interpretation of how you see it, of what you want to do with it. It's what's the definition of art? An absolutely useless object.
The definition, is an object that has no use.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Art is an object that has no use. It's not got no practical use apart from looking at it.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows cameras knows that digital cameras do too much green, and then film cameras, it depending on what film they had in when they took the picture. So when it's black and white, forget it, because reds can look black and all sorts however they print it. So anyone who's throwing black and white photographs around.
And also, we said before, is that I've got two monitors here. They're both exactly the same. They were bought the same. They're a pair of Acers, but if I grab an image and go from one monitor to the other, they're different colours.
Change shifts, yeah.
So even as you look at it on the screen, it's different.
So life's way too short to get up on colours.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And don't talk about wheel wells, because that's another one. Wheel well colours.
And we still never got to the bottom of it, did we?
We didn't.
Well, we did. We crawled underneath one. Do you remember?
Yeah, but that was only on that one aircraft, though, wasn't it?
There's no definitive answer to that.
Well, I thought we actually worked out the reason they are different colours is because they've got that wax oil on them. Yeah, and as they weather, they go yellow.
Yeah.
So when they're new, it's white. And over time, it should be. But generally, without it, they're silver. But when they've been wax oiled, it goes yellow. And that's why we worked out half of them are really yellow and half weren't and all the rest of it. So, yes. Anyway, quick one here from Christopher. He says, sorry, he's had breakfast in Witherspoons in Newton Abbot this morning. So he'll contribute next time. Crikey, is they still digging it out down there? I only live literally 3 miles up the road from it. I'm out at Heathfield with Andy. Andy's on there as well. And you know, as I say, Newton Abbott's like a no-go zone at the moment because they're digging it up everywhere, putting a gas main in, and they're doing a new pedestrianised bit down by Spoons in Newton Abbot, and it's chaos.
Hey, I thought you was going to say Spoons is a no-go area.
Well, no. I took Matt, because you guys will know, up to Ullicombe Farm for breakfast the other week when he was here. We had a very posh breakfast.
It was very cultured. It's very nice.
Very nice.
We used to go to that little caravan thing.
No, because he was shut. We were going to go to him, to Romany Jones, but it was shut. It was closed on Mondays or whatever it was, or Tuesday when we were going to do it.
Was it Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays he shut, or Tuesdays and Wednesdays, whatever? It was shut because that's where we was going to go.
So I was going to take him, and it was shut. So we ended up going up Ullicombe Farm instead.
Very nice, though, it was, I have to say. Good nice breakfast.
Very nice and cultured. Oh, there you go. Andy's just posted up about that as well. He says, not far from himself, Andy, and thinks we're at Heathfield. Nice. Right, okay. JumpJet129 says, hi, Phil and chaps. Just a bit of a useless question, but do you know why there are hardly any builds or reviews online or on YouTube of a 172nd Academy KC-97 Stratotanker series of kits?
Funny you should ask that, because that's Matt's next video build, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Funny you say that.
It's a cool looking thing, but no. I'd say probably why, because it's one of them kits that we don't see very often.
Yeah,
Academy, we don't get. Academy's not all the time. It comes and goes, doesn't it?
It's sporadic, and what they actually put in their catalogue's sporadic. Because, I mean, if you go to Scale Mates, you'll probably see the last time it was manufactured and released.
Look at that.
You could get them off eBay in second hand, but I'm not seeing that for a while as in a new kit.
No.
But I don't think it's been since we've been doing PM models, I can't remember that being available. It could have done.
It's been available over here at all, hasn't it? No, not since.
And according to Scale, one of those kits that people will buy, but you just never see them get built either, do you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is it recessed panel lines?
Yeah, I would have thought so. It's Cadmium normally they are.
There's a 2024. Well, it's 144 scale. What's that?
According to Scale Mates, they were released in 2020, but then there's 3 versions of it, but they were all, there's no other dates on it.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, 2020, 2000, sorry. There's no other dates on it, so whether or not they bought them all out.
cool looking. We should get one.
So is
Let
that
me bring up a picture. Hold on. Let me go to Wikipedia. So if people are wondering what one is, there you go.
Hold on. So is that an Academy kit or an Academy Minicraft kit?
Don't know.
When they were both together, because obviously the Minicraft molds went with them and Academy went with, but kind of they're coming back now, aren't they? Because they've just re-released the B24, which was an Academy Minicraft kit originally. So we might see it again, but it is a cool looking thing.
According to Scalemates, it was a year 2000 new Tool Academy kit.
Well, so it's Academy.
So it was recessed.
It's a bit like what's their helicopter, the big one, the 48.
What, the Sea Knight?
No, the Stallion.
Oh, Super Stallion, yeah.
You only get one version of that now.
It's got the Academy 72nd one, and it looks good.
Yeah, I don't think. Can you get a mass set for it?
They've just released it in 144 scale. That seems sensible for big aircraft like that. I like
Again, it's an interesting looking lump, isn't it? Because it's quite funny on the front end. It's quite blunt at the front. But,
blunt at the front.
Blunt at the front. But yeah, no, quite an interesting one. Basically, it's a Stratofortress, isn't it?
Yeah.
Been converted and chopped and changed to do it.
I like the look of that, you know. Strato freighter as well. Was that Vietnam era? Could that be Jungles?
Don't know, to be honest.
Don't know, to be honest.
I think it was more Korean.
I was going to say, I think it's before that. I think they had 707s converted then, wouldn't it, into what are they, 135s or whatever? I think they were more that era. I do know that the KC-10 got retired. Was it last month?
Full engraved panel line, so it's got potential to be.
The original Academy version was the Strato freighter, sorry. And that was apparently the decals in that are from 1948 to 1966.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Was that the units? No, that'd be the units, won't it?
That'd be Air National Guard or something by the end of it. There's a question just after that, you know. Steve Richards, Scale Models, was asking what spray booth would you recommend?
Yeah, I was just seeing that. So we've all got them actually. So which are these? Which are, God, who makes them?
Bench vent.
But they've got another name as well. They've got two trade names, but it's the bench vent one. They're not cheap. They're over, I think they're like 350 quid now. They are not cheap at all. But just to put this into perspective, Andy, if you can find out what the designation properly is for them.
Yeah,
but I've got two. This one over here must be 15 years old now, if not older. The one at the back.
BV300s.
That's it. Isn't it a BV 300D or something? Because they do different versions. You can have one that lies down, one that's up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the BV 300 SD, I think.
Yeah. I do remember it had a D on it because the D means it's like a freestanding one. But anyway, I've got both of these. This one over is 15 years old. This one's probably 5 years old now. They run every single day, basically, for a good couple of hours every single day. And out of a test, when I gave these a big clean out a few months back, if you remember, I turned them both on and then I turned the power off at the mains to see if the bearings had gone on any, and they both spooled down at the same time. So, and one was, you know, not very old. So one's like would have been at least 12 years old at that point, but they both spooled down exactly at the same time. So it just shows testament to those motors, because you'd think after running for 15 years, the bearings might be starting to wear a little bit.
They do come with a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah. Although you might void that if you don't use their filters. So when you send it back, make sure you put an old filter in it. So always keep in hand, and this isn't why I do it, just like to hasten to add, but an old filter. So in case it's got to go back, you just pop that one in it first, even though I know they watch us. So, and also members do get 10% off, I think. So I think the promo code for Flory Models members still works. It's 10% off. And they were doing 20% off for filters the other day, I did see.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as I say, it's one of those things. Matt's got a couple of my old ones, haven't you? The smaller ones as well, which were quite good. They're not bad, but they're nothing on these. These ones will clear this room completely. If I haven't, because obviously we're filming and that, they are very noisy. So sometimes I'll spray and then literally I look round and it's like a fog in here and you hit both of them. I'll leave the room. You can literally watch it get sucked into it and out. So very good. But like I say, with all spray booths, because I see it all the time, is that you get people, they've got a spray booth like this, and literally they're grabbing their airbrush and they're there, and they're like, yeah, okay. So it's sort of defeating the object when you're spraying it down into the floor. If you're spraying, spray it into the booth. So you want to be aiming at it, so all the spray gets pushed and then drawn in through it. The amount of times I see people when they're spraying not facing their actual spray booth. So it's like a bit pointless, that one. I don't know why you bother having it on.
Just over 400 quid they are now.
They are now. I know they've gone up in price, only because I know one of our members a few months back messaged me and said, do we still get the discount? And I said, as far as I know. And he tried it and it came back and it did work. And he did say the price has gone right up, but then, not being funny, everything has. So, but I know back in the day I bought that one, the first one, and I did buy both of these. They were never given to me. I bought both of them, and I think it was 250 quid, something like 15 years ago. So with everything, they're going up.
They're worth the investment, aren't they?
They are worth it, yeah.
It's a one, like we often say with this, you always say that thing about, buy cheap, buy twice, but, you buy expensive, you get something that lasts you a lifetime. They will definitely last you a lifetime. Very much like, don't forget, the Fender Vega airbrush, available for just £22. Comes with everything you need with a quick disconnect. It's got a Mac Air valve built in. It's got a set trigger on the back, and it works really well. And there's a link down below for it somewhere. I get about 30p from every sale through Amazon affiliate program. Yes. So, yes, they're very, very good. Alex says it would be nice to see the big scaled EH101, which is obviously the Merlin we use in Denmark. As I say, can hump home on one engine. That's it, absolutely. And they were built just up the road from here. If you remember correctly, Italeri had in their catalogue a 1/48 scale Merlin, the normal Navy version, and then it never happened. It just vanished, which was a bit disappointing. But it was in their catalogue for 2 years, and then it vanished.
Probably got fingered with Westland.
Yeah, because that was the thing, because now it's not Westland anymore, is it?
It's Augusta.
It's something else even now, isn't it? It's not even Augusta anymore. It's
what they're called now, then.
I don't know. I can't remember now. It's Da Vinci or whatever it is. I can't remember now. But yeah,
Leonardo.
It is. It's Leonardo's. Yeah.
Is it? Sounds like a pizza shop.
It does.
Hey. Leonardo's.
Yes.
Are you going to run my vid?
Yes, I can. Right. Okay. So next up, we've got Matthew, and he will be. Let me just cue this up a little bit. Hold on, the auto starts, which we don't like. There we go. And Matt is going to be talking about panel liners. So this is the AK panel liners, which are enamel-based washes, which you go through just like that. So sit back, and then straight off the back of demo. This is 8 minutes. 54. Wow. Coffee break.
Get a refreshment.
That's it. I can get the dog out. Right. See you a bit.
Right. See you in a sec.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. So in this tutorial we're going to be using the AK panel liners. So as you can see, we have 4 different versions here. So we've got the sepia, light grey, black and dark brown. So very similar to what the Tamiya versions of this are, in a very similar jar as well. So for this demo we will be using the sepia one. So just move the ones out of the way. So normal thing, this is an enamel based product, so you're going to have to wake it up because a lot of it is going to settle down at the bottom, as you can see. So give it a very, very good shake, and if necessary, take the lid off and get a stirrer stick in there, or a coffee stirrer, whatever you use for stirring. But yeah, give this a real good wake up. Okay, so as you can see, we are pretty much stirred up. Now these are nice because again they come with the So these are nice because they come with the application brush, so very much like the glues, same sort of jar. So it should be really easy to apply. Again, I've got the wing here, which is obviously all painted. No gloss coats on this, and no sealer coats at all. This is the Vallejo metal colour range, so obviously water based and enamels, it should be fine. There shouldn't be any reactions. Obviously, if you are using extreme metals and things like that, make sure it's either really fully dry or you've sealed it in. So this should be already thin, so it should be just touch and flow. Capillary action do all the work. Don't worry about any overspill. We can clear that up after. Obviously, depending on what surface you've got, whether it's a matte, gloss, satin, is going to determine how all these flow. Okay, so we'll leave that to dry. What we'll do is, just for a bit of more contrast, we'll pull out the black. Right, so panel line's on. What we're going to do is just let that dry off, fully dry, and then once that's all gone flat, which is, to be honest, it's not far off now, we can start cleaning it off. So just to tidy it up, what we will be using is AK's odorless thinner. Again, other brands are available, but yeah, that's what we'll be using for this. So I've got an AK long brush, obviously a bit of paper just to unload the thinners. So what we'll do is we'll just prep the brush. Right, you're not going to need like gallons of thinner on your brush just to clean this off, so just unload it so it's damp, and when you just clean your brush off. Soak up the excess wash that you don't want on there. Okay, keep your brush clean as well. Again, the other method you could use is a Q-tip, or earbud, again dampened with thinners, and then just wipe it over the surface, which will then give you a really nice sharp panel line wash if that's what you want. With this method you can streak it and just add some general weathering as well. And then move it around, unload, go back. And there you have it. Quick little tutorial on using panel line washers. Again, really effective. And depending on what look you're going for, but again, it's just a basis for other weathering techniques as well. There we have it. So, as usual, thank you for watching. All links for the products that I've just used will be down below, down there, and yeah, I will see you in the next one.
Or just saying, other washes are available. if you did want to go that way. So yes,
just can't let me have my moment in the sun.
Just saying. Other options are available. That's quite good actually, because I managed to whip out there. She had a pee. She was being a pain and barking at me and all the rest of it. And then she's all right. She's back on her bed chewing something. So that was perfect timing.
You could hear partway through a tail banging.
Yeah, but the people at home can't hear it, but you guys could.
All right, I hope it was a tail anyway. So otherwise,
it was. Yeah, no, she was standing at me whacking her tail. So I know she went into it out, and I know it was about 8 minutes long. So I was like, I think we got time. So I said to her, right, quick, out, right, go. And she went for a wee and then back in, gave her a biscuit, and then she started barking at me. So, but yes, well done, Matt. Very good.
Thank you.
Very, very nice. The only trouble is, so don't try that at home if you've used things like the this one on the enamel-based paints, because obviously you're going to stain it and stuff like that. But obviously with acrylics, you're absolutely fine.
Yes.
Very nice.
What was you going to ask about it? Anyway, you was going to ask a question yesterday or something, weren't you?
Well, the thing is, when I saw the video originally, I didn't know what you had sprayed it over, and I thought you'd used extreme metals. I was going to say, how does that affect with it? Because I didn't realise you'd done it. When I watched the first time of it, I sort of skipped forward to the bit, and I didn't hear you say it's actually over an acrylic base. So
just that Vallejo metal colour earlier, just using the same wing. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So if you did over extreme metals, would it affect the paint?
I don't think it would if the extreme metals are fully cured.
Fully cured, right.
And if you're using like mild odorless thinner to clean it up after, but it's got to be
both an enamel-based product.
I would say it's got to be absolutely rock hard, dry, cured before you can do it. But it's one of them. Do you want to risk it without putting a clear coat over it, just a barrier, just in case? But then why would you? You'd just use Phil's wash or. Do you know what I mean? An alternative to an enamel wash over an enamel paint. You know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it? So, yes.
Mark Massey says, live in the bite-sized tutorials just as well, because there's loads of them.
yeah, you're going to get in.
Again, we have to thank the Flory family, because we sort of demoed one on them when me and Matt were together down a few weeks ago. And we were, as we do, having a little bit of a brainstorm and coming up with ideas and that. And we did say about like doing the 1 minute tutorials, and then we tried it, and obviously it's too short. But if you do them where they're 5 to sort of 7 or 8 minutes long, you've got enough time to explain it and show it without it being questions. Because I said, one of the things I mentioned at the time, if we make it too short, you're going to make more questions than you've answered, because people will say it. So that's why I've done them a little bit longer. But it's definitely something that we've been working on. and you know, something that we'll be doing a lot more in the future of those ones as well, especially as we spoke about. Obviously the Flory membership will know because we spoke about it, but you know, demoing products, because manufacturers don't demo anything anymore, so they're leaving it down to people like us to show how to use it and stuff. So you know, they're nice and short ones, they don't take too long to rattle through to do them. So yeah, no, we will do them. So
also, as well as the PM side of it, we sell, you know, we're going more the side of selling paints and sundries and stuff. It's not a bad idea to have a little library of using them, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You know, we cannot. I think we can attach videos, can't we, Andy, to the site? We can, can't we?
Yeah.
So what we'll do is, obviously these ones I've done and probably the ones Phil's done, mine need sharpening and re-editing anyway, but again we'll put them up on the PM site as well as, you know, up on Flory Models and on the YouTube site, and just for, like, again, it's another reference plus archive of if anybody wants to see, like I say, small tutorials and stuff. They're good. If you've got any ideas as well, like, shout up and we'll make a list and see what we can do.
Definitely. Very, very good.
Yeah.
So now you're going to get the obligatory real wash now.
The original.
The original. The best, the original. So, yeah, as a lot of you know, the wash, excuse the noise, the puppy's awake and now it's under my chair. So I can't even move now, I'm stuck. But as a lot of you will know, it's the 20th anniversary of the wash next year. So a bit of a milestone. It's been around for 20 years now. Who would have thought it? So, but obviously now we have introduced a different version that came along last year, which is the new thick version of it as well. So you've got it in two flavors. You've got the normal, which is basically a wash. It's what it's designed for, panel lines, things like that. But also we do the thick version now, which is great for covering big things and obviously armor, dioramas, and all things like that. So I thought I'd just give you a quick whiz through and then we can have a break and then I will go with it again. But you probably all know how this works. Shake it to wake it up just a little bit. And then literally, I always just decant a little dribble. What are you squeaking about under there, you? All right. And then literally, I have a brush that has not had any alcohol or anything like that, because this stuff hates IPA. It will turn to grit. If you ever wonder why your wash goes gritty, that's exactly why. But basically, you just take it on your model and you just brush it on. And you brush it on and you leave it. It will take around about 10 minutes to dry. And it will give you a really nice, if I just do it on this wing, just to show. All right. And it will weather and it will go through and you can use it on wheel wells, anywhere you actually want it, just like that. And we'll just let that dry naturel. All right. The other thing you can do with the wash is mix all the colors together. So you can make up any shade or hue. So if you had like something like you've got the sand color and the dust, the question came up about the Dune films. And how would you create a sort of dust for that? Because this one is a little bit too sandy colour and this one's too light. Mix them, mix the two together. And that way you'll get a nice light sand colour. And the dust as well is an off-white, it's like a bone white as well, rather than the pure white. But if you mix these two together, you get a really nice shade as well. So you can mix all of them just like that. The other thing as well is you can actually airbrush them, and that includes the thick stuff as well. So if I take a little bit of this one, so this is the grime, the thick one. It's got a different bottle on it. I'll just take an airbrush. The dog hasn't eaten. All right, so we unscrew. I've given it a good shake. We go into here and you say it's thick. It's very, very thick. So you're going to have to whack your air pressure up really high. Oi, Amber, excuse me. That's a kit. You're eating a box. Sorry. Oi, Amber, no. Seriously. Sorry, she's eating a kit. So what we've got here is a little bit of plaster. All right, so we're going to crank up the air pressure on this and we can blow this through. And this is, it's a different formula and a different everything. It's just not like your normal washes and things like that. So the way that this interacts is it goes on, it dries, but it dries really tough. It doesn't just wipe away like other ones do. But we're going to spray it on here. And we'll just do a little bit of texture work. So you can spray this on. We'll just do this area at the top. We'll do a side. You could, of course, if you wanted to, brush this on. But if you brush it on, it might be a little bit, you know, what's the best way to describe it? A little bit bubbly and not as even. If you airbrush it on, it's great. So you can airbrush it over absolutely anything. So, for instance, if you wanted to airbrush it on your model, it will go on, and you can put down a really nice even coat instead of it being a little bit like this. All right. But again, this stuff is very, very thick. All right, so we'll just say it goes for miles as well. You won't go through tons of it. It's got good old areas. So let me just clean this out. And again, it's thick, horrible stuff. And we're just going to switch colours into something a little bit different. For cleaning out your airbrush, I usually just use water because obviously it's water-based. It won't affect anything at all. All right, so with that one, we used obviously the grime, which is this nice sort of light earth color on there like that. And then I want a gray if I've got one here. So we got the gray color. All right, for this. So again, we're going to.
So these are thick washes using now, Phil, yeah? Yeah,
these are the thick ones. So they've got the black label. All right, this isn't for you. When I shape things, it is not for you, puppy. So again, you can see this stuff is thick, thick, thick. If I put a bit down there, you can see it's literally typical. Hold on, I can move me thing. There you go, it's thick. It's not like the normal wash, all right? It's very, very thick stuff. So we pop a little bit of there in there, all right? And we'll just check our spray. Get rid of the old colour, get the grey coming through. All right, and then you can, if you wanted to, do it with a little bit of sort of grey on grey. It's not the best way, but hopefully you'll see. So we can just do the brickwork. Airbrush is struggling, but it is doing it. And you can do it literally just like that, and then we'll let that dry. All right, and if you're going to be tight like I am, you can tip it back in your airbrush, but again, you can see how thick, or hopefully you'll see how thick this is. It's really, really thick. So get most of that back in there. But it is proper, you know, not quite toothpaste, but it's thick. The whole point of it being thick is that because you can, I grab a bit in here, you can see how this is. It proper is gloopy. So the idea is when this dries, it's actually got a grip into it. I'm just going to give this a squirt of water and quickly rub this out. But it's almost, I don't know the best way to describe it, but it's like a glue inside built into it, like a PVA type glue. That so once it's dry and it's on, it doesn't like to come off, and that is where you know, it works. Because it doesn't like to come off, you can do some really weird weathering effects with it. So it's great on buildings, on dioramas, and all different things like that. So what we do, we just throw that out. And literally all I'm doing, for people are wondering, I'm just tipping it down in here. This is just water. Put a bit of water in. If you wanted to, afterwards you could put a little bit of acrylic airbrush cleaner through it. But that's not going to hurt your airbrush, in other words. And obviously you can airbrush the thin stuff even easier. But it just goes to show the thick stuff will go as well. All right, so we just pop the lid on that. So what we do, we're just going to speed up the drying time just a little bit. So we crank up the air pressure. We'll just dry these down. The thick one takes a little bit longer to dry, to be honest, because it's thicker than obviously the normal thin wash. The normal thin wash doesn't take long to dry, and the cold water, if you're using a warm air dryer or something else like that, it's even quicker. As you can see, that's drying back now. And you want to let it totally dry. Do the underside down in here. You just speed these up a bit. All right, they're going. As they're drying, what I'll do is we will use a little bit of the grey wash. No, sorry, I want the light dust wash. Use the dust wash. Which one have we got here? The dust. Right, okay, dust wash. And I'll just show you for the mortar effect down in here. Clean the airbrush. Give it a wash. And then again, you can just come along in here. I'm going to put some of this down in here. We're just going to brush this in to give us the mortar look. So we just brushy all in. And again, because it's the wash, it won't take long to dry at all. We'll probably go up in here a little bit. It will mix the two. But the wash can actually overcoat the thick stuff, and the thick stuff's unaffected by it. Because I say it dries differently. It dries with a hard shell, whereas obviously the wash just doesn't. So there we go. We're going there. And this will all dry back, and it will give us hopefully the look of a sort of mortar effect into it. Normally what I would do is you could come in here with like a dark dirt and have it as a dark dirt mortar as well, or you could come in with a grime one or something else, whichever way you wanted to do it. All right, so hopefully this is drying off nicely. Just give us another quick dry. If you've got any little wet spots like this here, make sure that they're dry. One of the big things people say, oh, the wash doesn't work. There's two reasons why that is. Either your texture, you've got too much texture on your paintwork, and then obviously it gets caught in that texture and it can't rub away. It's like trying to rub it off of this. It's never going to happen. Or the other thing that can happen is that they think it's dry now and you try and take it off, but what happens is it's still wet in the actual panel lines and things like that. So, yeah. Excuse me, puppy. Amber. Thank you. Ta. Oh God, now she's run off with them. Lola! I need the babysitter to arrive. All right, so all we do is we grab, I'd like to move everything out of the way because of the pup, but we grab a little bit of kitchen roll. All right, so we just got a little bit of kitchen roll like this, and if you rub it, because it's on a nice smooth finish, pretty much all should come straight off anyway. And if you're doing it over a gloss, it'd be exactly the same. But if you wet it and I lick it, you can then take everything off apart from the panel lines. And this is over a satin finish. And you can do it literally just like that. And you can see the capillary action is already working over here to do some areas. And literally that is it. So you get a perfect panel line finish. But again, if you've got texture on this, so you go into a satin. Thank you. Let's have that. Wait, drop. If you go into a satin, then or to a flat finish, you get more caught in the texture and more of it gets left behind. And you can do sort of, you know, really interesting weathering effects with it. And if you go look at all my other stuff, normally I allow that and we get some in. I'm going to let that bit dry because obviously it's on the underside. It's going to take a little bit longer to dry. And this stuff is going to take just a few moments to dry as well, but I'll wipe this off. But this one started to dry on here already, and you've got different colors and shades, and you can bring it up. You can come in then with like brushfuls of different colors and pick out various things on there as well. But what we'll do, we'll let this totally dry, and then we'll do something else for a minute, and then we'll come back and we'll wipe all this away, and we'll show you what we've got. So yes, good go. Look, multitasking. Who says you can't do it?
That's really good, Phil. You should sell that.
I should sell it, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. So, bloody dog. It's all right. Lola's actually did answer the call. Our other lab has now come down and looking after Puppy. So now you might hear some fighting in the background, but honestly, they are just playing.
The Flying Dutchman says, "Want to get rid of some stash? ? Get a puppy."
Yeah, literally. Luckily, she did do it, but she's one of my stash. Are just like this, and she's like brilliant. Not now. All the times to do it, not now. But yes, and that's it. So you got all the colours of wash as well, and they can all be mixed. One of the big questions I get is like, oh, you don't do a such and such colour? If you mix them, you can do it. And at the moment, we have the sets up on the site right now, and they're only 30 quid. So you're getting, what, 2 bottles free, 2.5 bottles free? So yes, go and grab them right now. If not, we will be at Scale Model Challenge next weekend as well. So it will be available like that. So we'll wipe these other ones off a little bit later. So yes, good job. Nice.
Shall we go through the group builds and six? Because we are at 3:30.
Yes, we will. Just as soon as I can find them.
Should we clear up questions first?
Yeah, go for questions.
Okay, just hold the chat for a second. So, just a sec. Chris Evans asked a little while ago that he's building the 148 P61 from Great Wall Hobbies and it's missing a part. How would you go about getting spare parts of Great Wall Hobbies?
Where did you get it from first?
Maybe the way to check it then. But then, to be honest, someone's put on there's perhaps aftermarket options, and then Tom Sunley's opening. He's just opening. Just moved. Hang on. The Devastator. He's doing a Devastator. Hobby Boss Devastator. How would you tackle the leading edges of the wings because they've got corrugations in them?
Yeah, that's the same as like a thing, isn't it? Yeah, JU
like a Junkers 52s, yeah.
Yeah.
How did I do mine?
I would make sure first that the wings are flat, if you know what I mean. So I generally, what I've got some big sanding blocks just to make sure the mating surfaces are dead flat. And then I'd probably use a sponge to sand the leading edges. What you don't want is massive gaps that you've got to fill and then try and sand them back.
Make the corrugation.
So if you make the mating surfaces as flat as you can, and then if you have got to put a little bit of Mr. Surfacer in, just go in with like, a bit of sponge.
Yeah.
Also, the way I've done in the past is that obviously because of the corrugations on the seam, sometimes you get glue and it oozes out and all the rest of it. If it does, you get a rat tail file, the small little ones you can get, like little reamers almost, and then you just rub it between them, the teeth, if you like, on the leading edges of it, so it rounds them down and it keeps them all nice as well and keeps them sharp. I've got a series of about 4 little like rat tail spiles, but they're really small. And they're great for getting in those. So you pick one that's roughly around about the right size and then just lightly sand between each one. So no, when I've done it JU 52 years ago, and I used contactor glue. And when you pushed it together, it oozed out a little bit and then just needed to clean that up. Or the other way is when you do squish it together, if you come in with extra thin and just run it over them, it will melt the glue in and around it so you don't get any things with it. Yes.
I was going to say that. I've got a really thin file.
Yeah.
It goes down to almost like a 1mm tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a triangular one here.
Mm-hmm.
Again, really, it's good for getting into.
And you can just get just between the ridges a little bit.
Just the ribs of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think John's advice is good. Prevention is better than cure, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. If you can do it without having to do much cleanup, but if you can, I would just file it. Just literally pop a file into it, and it'll be absolutely fine.
Goes with any part that goes together. I'd rather spend an extra 10 minutes cleaning up mating surfaces than spending hours afterwards trying to fill gaps and get it smooth again.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It really
Definitely. But again, the last thing you want to do really is get in there with filler. Because it's just fighting it then. You say, like, if you can prepare it like John says is a really good one, get rid of it and get them flat so they're perfect before you even go near it with glue. Because again, you're going to save yourself a lot of backpedaling. Because if you've got a gap in there and you've got to fill it, that's a nightmare. So,
yeah.
Cool. Any other questions?
I think that's it. There's a
Was
few.
that it?
I think I've got them all.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
People are talking about the best match for Desert Pink. Umbral 250.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the Desert Pinks. There were all sorts of funny colours by the end of the war.
It's amazing how many times that comes up on Desert Pink, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
RAF Desert Pink and obviously normal Desert Pink are the two big questions that always come up, that one.
The thing that throws a lot of people, right, the nose art wasn't on at the start.
Yeah.
When they did like their anti-airfield strikes with all the airfield denial weapons, they didn't have any nose art. So you want to put nose art on, weather it, and then you don't have to worry about the pinkness. It was all sorts of shades of tips by the time it had the nose art applied.
And also, we showed on one of the shows a few years ago, I think now, a photo of them doing the nose art using Tamiya paints.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, Tamiya bottles of Tamiya paints, wasn't it? And they were painting them on with Tamiya paints, which I thought was quite weird. But yeah. Some modeler took his set with him, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Just go nuts with the pinks and put a bit of all sorts in it. They were very pink, though. Not Miss Pink, but they were. Anyway, let's do the thingy-mabobby. It's gone. It's 20 to 4.
Right. Yes. Okie dokie. Here we go. So, no, why is it not showing? Hold on 1 second.
Build that cancel.
Stealth.
Hold on.
That's stealth build.
Stealth build. Hold on. As I say, hold on. Let me try a
seamless as ever.
Seamless as ever. Clearly. Hold on. I've got it on my screen. Why can't you guys see it? Hold on 1 second. Why can't we show it? Because we showed it yesterday. It's in a slightly different format. I've got like 3 PDF things on the here. I think I need to go. Is it this first? Then we do. I've lost my little tab. Oh my god, I've lost a little tab. You know when you download things and it comes up and it stores them in on the tab. Downloads. Try that. Right, let's try that way. There we go. We're in.
Okay.
Go on then, Dave. Talk us through it.
Right, so I've been saving my voice for this. So the first group build of the year is Take Two's group build. So that's 2 group builds in one. It's a Shelf of Doom, so you can rescue a build that got stuck and sort of finish it off. Or, if you fancy, you can go back and build something for any group build or SIG that we've had since like I think they go back to 2009 on the forum. We were looking, don't they?
Yeah.
So that is as damned close as we can get to build anything you like group build. It just doesn't matter. So pick something that you've missed, or pick something you started but didn't finish for a previous group build or SIG, and then just finish it. So that one's a completely open. Next group build room for the second half of the year is the Girl Power group build. So anything with a girl's name. So even like Sebastian Vettel's Formula 1 cars, loads of them have girls' names, or something like that's in the picture. Do a bomber with a girl's name applied to it, or an image of a woman will do. So don't worry, if the Memphis Belle doesn't say Memphis Belle on it, you can still do Memphis Belle if it's got a pin up on it. Well, I know Memphis Belle says it, but you get the idea. Tanks had girls' names, didn't they? And then even some sort of like, you know, an individual tank, or do a Matilda. Any Matilda will do, because that's a girl's name. So just think girl's name, and you can't go wrong, especially if you like ships.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
That one's a nice, easy one. First SIG of the year, one that seems to have caused some head scratching, is the Greek SIG. So anything from Greece. That should be fairly straightforward.
Can I just say the country, not the film?
Yes. So it can be modern Greek stuff, or it can be ancient Greek. I know it gets a bit murky when we go into ancient Greek, but you can build anything you like. Yes, you can do the Elgin marbles if you can get a 3D print of them. Yeah.
The Acropolis.
Yeah, be controversial and put them back where they're supposed to be. No more on that one. What's the next SIG? The next SIG is the Jungle Warface SIG.
Oh, God.
Yes.
That typo will not last for much longer, I promise. So this is any jungle theatre operations. That includes aircraft, naval, sort of anything that you can attach to a jungle war. So loads of stuff from World War II. Obviously the Vietnam War is sort of forefront of my mind when I think of jungle warfare. But yeah, that should be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing some dioramas on that one.
You know what? I've just found one.
Have you?
I'm looking on eBay. I've just found something that's just brilliant to this. I forgot it even existed. I'm chuffed. I'm happy now.
I reckon the figure painters might have some fun with that one. Or anyone that's into Huey's from the Vietnam War. If anybody's spotted so far, we think you can do phantoms for everything.
Yeah.
But the last one puts a spanner in the works for anyone who wants to build phantoms for everything. The last one is the Mediterranean Theatre of Operation, or the Middle Eastern Mediterranean, sort of what the British called it. I can't quite remember. But basically that theatre of war that sort of surrounds the Mediterranean. So you're thinking North Africa, Middle East, Greece again, if you wanted to do two. Then you've obviously got your Italian campaigns as well. So that one goes slightly post-war up to about 1947 when the theatre was officially sort of shut down and closed. So go mad with the desert rats and all that. As far as this document goes, it needs a little bit of tidying up, and I'll do a quick reference one. So officially, I would say the SIGs will be up in about a week. Give me a week to get it all tied up, but you've had a sneaky peeky preview this weekend of what you can do. But like before, we'll be loose with the definitions, but don't take the mick.
I'm just thinking it's a shame you didn't do the group builds the other way round, because if the Take 2 was the last group build, you could finish the previous year, the previous
the first one in yours and Andy's
and the first one.
The back end.
I don't know.
We can from this year, John.
I think, to be honest, there's a couple of people in the team have probably got loads of started installed. But you know what? I think I'm going to use it as an opportunity to go back into the archives.
Yeah.
And pick something from years and years ago. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people do. I have this time. I feel the least prepared for it because I don't know. They've kind of ended up coming from all sorts of different places. The ideas for these SIGs. Interesting to see what people do. I will say there's somewhat. Alt 92 has put something. Be careful with you if you're going to go Greek mythology. Careful you don't accidentally do Roman, because the Roman stuff got very mixed up and borrowed from Greek mythology.
They were like
so
Greek.
Don't accidentally do a Roman thing. But you can do the Argonaut, the Argo. That's a fair bet. Or you could play it safe and do a Spitfire in Greek markings. But I reckon there's loads of ideas. But I don't know what people are going to build. Anyone got any?
We talked about it yesterday, but what happened in Greece during World War II?
A lot.
So I've got a decal sheet here for Spitfires, right? Spitfire 5.
Was it just partisans and things? And
I don't know. Greece didn't. That's a good question, actually, Andy.
I can't think of any main.
Everyone thinks of like the German paratroopers landing on, certainly, and all that sort of jazz around there.
You got Crete, ain't you?
Did we have a free Greek? Did they have like a free Greek Air Force or anything like that? Like the Free French? This is the whole point of this. It's going to start people researching, isn't it?
I did have a look quickly yesterday, didn't they? The Hellenic Air Force had Ansons.
Yeah. So I've got them on a decal sheet here, having Spitfires.
Varied battles.
Spitfire 5Cs with the tropical filters on them. And the dates for the Spitfire are 1946. 1946. So lots of post-war. Oh, 1944. Greece. There you go. World War II. No, 1944. The Greeks were participating in World War II with Spitfires. There you go.
And let's not kid ourselves. There's going to be a run on the sale of A7s and F4s, isn't there? Because they just look cool in Greek markings.
Yeah.
If SIART are watching, make sure you bring some Greek decals to Telford, because you might get a run on them.
According to Wikipedia, the Italians invaded Greece in 1940. But the Greeks held them back. Then the Germans came into Greece and basically then took a month to sort them out.
I think Jamie Haggard's decided what he's building with Prince Philip's boat.
Prince Philip.
Anyone? Can we 3D print Prince Philip?
You can probably get a free thing. Yeah, I think you can. I think there is a bust of Prince Philip.
There you go.
Yeah.
So with the Take Two Sig, can we get a retrospective digital medal from the previous group build? Oh my god, I don't know about that. That's a lot of medal designing to do, going back to 2009. Do you know what I'm thinking would be really interesting? Bit of reading up is the 45 to 47 in that sort of post-war peacetime era in North Africa, Middle East. But there's loads of stuff going on that's hardly been written about or done. Because like World War II ended, but it didn't end, did it? Especially in the.
But it is worth people spending time for the Take Two group build to go back through the archive and see what we did. Some really cool group builds and SIGs we've done way back that we've never revisited.
There's tons of stuff in that archive. It goes back to 2009 if you look on the forum. And it's just
way back into antiquity that goes, isn't it?
Totally, literally.
It goes as far back as Greek and it's old.
Gladiators.
As Gary said, don't forget Guns of Navarone.
Yeah. There you go. You could do Gregory Peck. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, I think hopefully the newer members who weren't around for some of these older group builds can have a proper look through it. Do you know what? We'll work out how you're posting it, but I think you're gonna either declare it as a rehash of something, or a shelf queen's gonna be rescued and finished off. But that should be a good one.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Philip, you packed in. Put your headphones away. We're done.
No. What it is that the dog ran off with me spanner, and then I had to take off with her down the house. So my earbuds disconnected completely, and now they won't reconnect into the system. So I've got you very low. So I'm just worried at home they're getting an echo and feedback. But yeah, she ran off chewing this, and I was like, had to run after her quick. And now she's gone back to sleep. So I've been running after her while she were talking, because she's giving me the runaround, thinks it's great. Managed to grab her, got it off of her, and now she's gone back to sleep now. So, but I can't get my earbuds to reconnect. So I don't know if anyone at home can say, is there a really bad echo or something? And I'll grab the other headphones for the last 10 minutes.
The dog ran off with Miss Spanner. That's not often.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not homework, is it? Stuff with Spanner.
It is, basically. So, but is there a bad echo? Can anyone still hear both of us okay?
I can hear you.
Well, because I've got you at the bare minimum, so I can just about hear you.
No, it's all right, apparently. Yeah. Apparently,
Does everyone say it's fine? All right, okay. Well, I'll just keep you really, really quiet, and we'll do it this way then, because it won't connect again. Yeah, we had trouble at the beginning. It's doing it again, so yes. No echo. Oh, that's all right, because sometimes we get terrible feedback loop from it. So, yes. So anyway, plenty of scope, obviously, for doing the group builds and SIGs next year. Lots of good stuff as well. So, and I know there's a few of the members want to help out, and have said, especially about Greece and various things. Asterios has been in contact and said he's going to help us out on various bits. So if you need anything, speak to them. They're Greek. They know.
So John has just put that his eBay F1 splurge is going to have to maybe wait till next year for the racing SIG. But Sebastian Vettel had some wonderful names for his cars. So we've got Kate's dirty sister, got Kate, Randy Mandy, Laura, Lena, Gina, Margarita, Eva, Susie, Luscious Liz, Honey Rider. Every one of Sebastian Vettel's F1 cars had a girl's name.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Hey, problem is you can't get a kit of Sebastian Vettel's cars.
Tamiya did the Red Bull, didn't they?
Is that the one Phil built? Where he did the other? You did the other one, didn't you?
I did Mark Webber's one, which is
you
the
did
Tamiya
Webber's.
kit, wasn't it? The RB7, I think it is.
Yeah.
So if you can get yourself a Sebastian Vettel F1 car, you can do that for the girl power group build.
But they're cheap.
We realise there are people out there that like to try and push our buttons and push the limits, but I challenge anyone to find something that don't fit in with that first group build.
Yeah.
Take two. That would take some doing to find one that's a band from the group build. That is literally like group build, isn't it? Just start a kit, not finish it on purpose, then it's eligible.
It's a Tamiya RB6.
RB6.
And you should
What
see
year
the
was
prices
it?
You should see the prices of it.
I was about to say,
You're talking 130 odd quid.
oh, boy, get one bought, Andy.
What year's the RB6?
2011, 10.
2010.
That was good old days when I did old days even where Tamiya had licenses to do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's probably Formula One. All the licenses have just been completely priced down.
2010 it was.
2010. Was his 2010 car was called Luscious Liz or Randy Mandy? There you go. The only one's feeling the need to spend £200 on a Red Bull.
Must admit, I didn't know he named his cars.
They all
Randy,
have names.
Randy Mandy.
Is he back next year, isn't he? Is he coming back? Because he's got no better to do.
They all come back, don't they?
Yeah, they'll be fine. Right, do you want to see the last bit of this then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully this will work. Right, okay, so
6 minutes.
wash has been drying. God, in the panic of trying to capture, I've dropped everything, literally. It's that thing, I saw her run away with something metal and I was panicking. So, obviously we've got the wash on the underside, exactly the same thing again. So we give it a rub and you can see it's not really coming off because it's more of a satin to flat finish on the underside. So literally it's not coming away, it's stuck. But we wet the cloth and I just lick it and then you reactivate the clay and it magically all comes off. And obviously the more you wet your cloth and the more you polish it, the more comes off. So a bit more moisture and a good old rub. And you
The more you polish your trumpet, the more it comes off.
You give it a really good polish. And there we go. Literally nothing left behind apart from inside the recesses for your panel lines and stuff like that. So again, got your tops, got your bottoms. Basically like a panel line wash as well. Down in here in the cobbles, so same thing applies. We're just going to come across and we're just going to give it a light rub. Technically I shouldn't be doing this, it's still a little bit wet, but you get the idea. And you can polish up your cobbles now. So you've got it down in the grout, if that makes sense. Down in there like that. So if you wanted to do it, and then you could easily come along with all your other stuff. So if you wanted to use like marker pens for picking out stones or just to paint them all by hand and all of those types of things, you can do that as well. So it's totally up to you how you go through. And then obviously these ones up here, we did the same thing. We'll polish up these stones. So you've got it just like that. So again, you can use obviously the thick wash for doing diorama grounds and stuff. So you could pick out the stones now and all the other ones on there as well to really make it come to life. You've got your sort of grouting down in there and polished on the top, so forth and so on. And what I'll do is I'll probably do some strips down the side of this as a demo and I'll do it as a video to show it properly in action. But yeah, simples, still simples even after all these years of doing it. 20 years.
Man and boy.
Man and boy, yes, literally doing this thing. So good job. Right, should we have a final little round at things? I don't think we've got too much in the forum. So this one here from Greg, it was his wife Angie decided to join him in the bench, and it's her who's done the post office.
Very nice. That's cool.
Finished now.
That's
Cool.
really cool.
Very nice.
This, I see something different.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
Top job.
100%.
Very nice. Ian, he's working on the railings on his ones.
I'll get you a medal for that.
Yeah, photo etch railings. They are a bit of a nightmare. I remember doing it on the landing ship I did, the LHV, whatever it is. Was it? It's a landing helicopter assault vessel, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Wasp anyway. But there we go. I must admit, I do like the old Ultra Glue. I've been using it a couple of times recently and it works an absolute gem.
Well, we're
various
stocking it.
lines. And he's also using gloss clear as well as a glue.
Clever.
Yep.
Better than super glue, I bet.
It makes
So,
a difference, those ships, the actual photo etch railings, doesn't it? It does make a hell of a difference.
Yeah, definitely.
The thought of actually tackling them is not appealing, but when they've done it, you know, it's like rigging on sailing ships. It's when it's done right, it don't half make the model. So I found you a Forester, by the way, or whatever it was, John.
Oh, thank you.
A Forrestal.
A Forester, whatever it is. Yeah, that ship, that floaty boaty thing.
Cool. Very nice.
And a
Right.
Stratofreighter.
Sorry?
And a Stratofreighter, is it? What you was on about earlier, that academy?
Yeah.
Found one.
Yeah, I found one, yeah.
Are they on eBay?
It might be.
Everyone will be bidding on them now. You'll never get it.
Hey, that Stratofreighter ends soon if you want it, so get on if you want it off Evil Bay.
Oh, there we go. You can do that. Right, okay, so just before we go, final run round of everything that's going on. Obviously, you've got all your washes, we said before, are on offer. So we've got the thick washes, we've got your thin washes, we've got your empty bottles, got your pigments all the way through as well. We've got your merch, we've got mouse mat sets and sticker sets and all the rest of it that comes with it. We've got the polo shirts, which are very nicely done as well. We've got the aprons, the t-shirts, we've got the hoodies. We've got the mugs, obviously we've got the micro set and sole holders and the glue holders. The nozzles are back in stock as well. We've got the tin trays. Oh, no, only got 51 of them left. And we've still got 9 mugs. So if you want a mug, because after this, they're going to go in the bin. They'll be smashed because obviously you've got the new limited edition one that will be coming out around about mid-November, I hope, down in there as well. And again, we've got some tweezers and tools and things like that as well. So if you want to grab any of them from the Flory Model store, they're all discounted and the sale will end at about, I should think around about 9 tomorrow morning, 8 or 9 in the morning. I will turn all of that off. Same time over at PM Models, they've got the 10% weekend, and obviously that's on all orders over 25 quid. To spend 25 quid, you get 10% off your order. And we've got everything down in there. We've got your real colours, we've got your markers, we've got your books, you've got your main tools and sanders, usual tools, thinners, accessories, you name it, we've got it. A lot of the stuff, obviously, we've been demoing this weekend. So we've got VMS varnishes and stuff down in there as well. So you can see that. If you want some kits, Don Kit 17 is obviously the PM Models thing. It might change to PM Models again this week at some point. I think it'll just be easier for people to do it and give them a bit more confidence. But we got some nice stuff down in there. Oh, look, I've got that one, the Firefly. We got those down. Oh, look, Raspberry Ripple Jag. Jag. Nice. Smooth. So we got that one as well, and lots of other kits as well. There's loads down in here. How many you got in here? 200 odd now? I think it says at the top. I saw it earlier. It does say 276 items.
There you go. Not all kits. There's a bit of other bits in there as well, but yeah. So yeah, go and check it out.
So yes. What else have we got? Obviously, Proveco. Obviously, if you're in Europe and you're at the washes, all the Flory model stuff, obviously that's the place to get it, so you don't get any taxes and custom fees and handling fees and everything else like that. And don't forget, they're the people you want to get all your display stuff from as well. So they've got obviously all your tools and everything from display or DSP, whichever way you want to call it. So you can get those all there. Just pop in, you've got the store. They do other bits and pieces as well. And obviously you've got the Flory Models Europe part of it as well down in there. Gary over at Tiger Hobbies, don't forget 10%. 10% day. It continues as well. I don't know when Gary's going to end this because obviously we don't know. But anyway, if you rush over there right now, any of the brands you see down below here, they actually do. So all your model kits, all your die cast models as well, and your figures. Even if it's discounted already, you get a further 10% at checkout if you put in the code PMTiger10. That's all lowercase, PMTiger10 all together, and you'll get 10% off your order. So if you want to grab any of those ones down in there. And then obviously over with Brett in North America, if you want to get any of your washes and your various stuff, you've got your thick washes, your thin washes, and a few sanders he's still got left over, and some pigment sets and empty bottles. He's got all of those over there as well. So you can grab them. So if you're in North America, honestly, you'll save yourself a fortune in shipping and also with time. Plus the fact he does do other stuff as well. He's got paints and kits and stuff in there as well. So if you want to grab any of those, you can do from him as well. So yes. Well done, everybody.
I think we are, yes. We've done very well.
We have. And the dog's now gone back to sleep, which is amazing. Yeah, so, yes, a few technical difficulties, but it wouldn't be Flory Fest without them.
We did all right. It's only the last show, weren't it? Only this one that's been a bit of a glitch.
A little bit of a headache, but yeah, the rest has all been good.
Just a quick shout out, say thank you for all the people who've purchased.
Yes.
Had a good lot of sales, so thank you for that and supporting us, and all the like, subscribe, and comments as well. Always adds to the algorithms of YouTube, doesn't it? The mysterious algorithms, however they work. But yeah, so
definitely. And a big thank you for the people who did the super chats as well.
Yeah.
So never had that before, so that was very nice. I think we've had one in the past, so very nice. Thank you for those guys as well. And obviously thank you for the team for giving up their weekend and being here. So well done, team. But most of all, thank you to obviously the Flory members who make all this happen. So everyone on YouTube, you have to thank them, not us, because they pay for all of this. So a big thank you to obviously all of those guys who make this happen at the end of the day. Because again, without them, we wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. We'd be down the pub or something.
On the settee asleep, probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Probably be asleep, yes, and all the rest of it. So that's good. But then we will leave it right there then. So there we go. Thank you very much for joining us for Flory Fest 2024. We'll be back next year for 2025. If you are going up to the SMC show over in Eindhoven in the Netherlands, or you live there and all the rest of it, please come and say hello. I'll be there next weekend for that show. So it'd be great to see you there. If not, if you go into Telford, we'll be up there for the on the Saturday only, which is the 9th, isn't it?
9th, I think, yeah.
9th, yeah. So we'll be there at Telford on the 9th, walking around. We haven't got a stand. We're not selling anything. So we can have a good chin wag and have a yap to you as well. So if you want to come up to us and see us at that one as well. Yeah. And that's it. So the next big one, go on.
Am I right in assuming that we're not on this Thursday?
No, because I'm not here. I'll be over in Dutchland by then.
I thought.
Yes.
Yes.
But the next big thing that we will be doing, though, is obviously the turkey shoot. So we'll be back with you. I think it's the 28th of November. I did have them written down somewhere on the back of something. But I think it is on the 28th of November. We've got the turkey shoot, which will start on the Thursday night. We'll be live with you in the evening. So if you want to build along with us and things like that, and we'll be with you all weekend for that one as well, for the turkey shoot. And then we can all relax then to the run up to Christmas. So yes, busy times over the next few weeks.
Nice to be busy.
Yes, good job. Right, okay then, guys, that's it from us. Thank you very much for joining us over the last 2 days. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Please take care, be safe, and we will see you all again very soon. Say goodbye, gentlemen. We're out of here.